So I met Willard back in Colorado. We were working in the oil and gas industry.
We spent a lot of time on and off with them at their home, just really talking to Stacy a lot about Midland and how hard Midland, Odessa is for new people coming in. It's just a hard place. And, groups are already set up, and it's hard to find hairdressers. It's hard to go to the grocery store and find what you're used to finding.
And God had used our common passion, Willard and I, for fishing to really draw us together initially. But as we began to pray for Willard and Stacy, we knew, God was drawing them in, and we knew we were a piece of that puzzle. But God would He would put confirmation on us and just different steps along the way. And
I happened to run my son out to their home to drop something off, pick something up, I don't remember, and I was on my way back to church to take him on Wednesday night, and it kind of just came up. Well, now what church is that again that y'all go to? And she started asking a few questions, and I just knew God had been working and He was calling them. And so I told Bud, and we just started praying for them.
And God had really put on my heart to not shy away from any discussions about church or about really anything to do, Christian-wise in front of Willard, not to be shy about saying we're going to church, or not to be shy to talk about the church, or talk about, our kids here at Mid-Cities, Willard and Stacy not being Christian. I think that was a big impression in their life is look at Bud and Amy, and we're out here and we really enjoy being with them, and they're Christian, but we're not overwhelmed by this, and we don't feel uncomfortable by it.
They actually started attending church with us, and our Sunday pew is like the fifth row from the front. And the first Sunday they met us in the foyer, and we started walking down the aisle, and you could just see them start tensing up, where are you going? How close are we gonna sit? And so that was kind of fun. And just assuring them, don't worry, nobody's gonna look at you. Nobody cares. You don't have to talk to anyone. Just assuring them it was a safe place, and that they were welcome.
We got them to church. We showed them around church, introduced them to some friends, and pretty nervous that they were here. Very thankful, but just trying not to mess up God's plan altogether. We get them here and then we mess it up, but we get them down to that fifth aisle or so from the front. And we sit down, we go through worship, and Pastor Daniel comes on and basically says, today's about tithe and offering, and my heart just sank. I remembered saying a prayer when we went in during worship was something to the effect of, God, thank you for the opportunity, thanks for getting my friends here, thanks for letting me be a tool in this plan. And then when the sermon started, my heart just sank, and I remember saying another prayer, something like, well, God, I got them here now. It's all up to you, big guy. Tithe, this just killed the whole deal. But, to my surprise, Monday morning came, and Willard was in my office bright and early, just really excited, just really enjoyed service.
And we knew God, like I said, was calling them and pursuing them. And so we enlisted a few friends to start praying for them also. And that they would be drawn to Jesus, not just drawn to a church, or not just drawn to us, but that they would just see Jesus in everything, that in worship, in our life, through our kids. And then came Christmas, and we were debating, what do we do? We want to give them? We want to gift them with something. What do we do? And we had seen Stacy had picked up a New Testament at the kiosk that they give for free. And so that kind of triggered Bud's mind.
And seeing that Stacy had picked up the New Testament, kind of realized that maybe they didn't have a Bible. not really thinking through their past that much, just knowing not Christian, never really considered somebody who didn't have a Bible. And so we had talked about it, and we had decided, prayed on it, and I think God put it on our heart that to get them their first study Bible. Went down and got each of them their own Bible with their names on it. The looks on their face when they actually opened those, the bags that they had came in, just the pure joy and passion that was in their eyes, just the true heartfelt, just joy that they got from opening that. They were just so thankful that that's what we got them, and you could tell it really touched them.
And they dove in. I mean, they started reading their Bibles and asking questions. They came to engage the Spirit, which, was fabulous. They then started Connect 4. Yeah.
We'd gone through it, and I think it was Pastor Daniel was up there and basically, ask anybody that was, wanting to give their heart over to close their eyes, and say a prayer. And I just felt a call that I leaned over and talked to Willard, kind of explained to him, what that meant, what that was, and told him, he'd, welcome to do it, or, if they weren't in that spot yet, that, we'd come to their house, they could come to our house, we would pray with them about it, whatever we needed to be. And it kind of just ended. They didn't say any prayer. It wasn't nothing ended there. It just ended with a good worship service. And it was a few weeks later, I believe, that Willard come to me at work and asked for information, and just started asking questions that they were wanting to get baptized and wanting to know what that looked like.
And shared with us that they had given their hearts to the Lord one night at their home together while they were doing Bible study. To have seen them walk this path and know that they were at this place and they had received Jesus, and that's what they were pursuing.
Willard had come to me and asked me to, since we had been on the walk with them the whole time, he asked that I baptize them. Stacy, I think back, and it's just a pretty touching moment. Before we got in the tank, Stacy just leaned over and asked and said, when after I come up out of the water, please don't rush me out of the tank. I want a moment just to take it in. And that was pretty heartfelt. That meant a lot. That really put it into perspective that the way God works just in our life and uses us to touch other people, just sends us out there, and just, you never know who it is, but he set up the path. He cleared the path for us. And then that was just a real moment that just put it into perspective that how real this was. It wasn't just something you do. You're out there advancing God's kingdom, and it actually means something.
And now they're serving in early childhood. They, even if we're not in town, they're on the 5th row, or they're saving spots for us. If we're late on the 5th row, they don't have a problem going up to the 5th row anymore. And it's just been great. We're just thankful God chose us. We're thankful to have them as friends. They love our kids. They're just a blessing in our life.